Very tough times for policymakers and business leaders around the world and in India. Hello and welcome to this very special discussion. We come to you from the World Economic Forum in Davos, and we will discuss India's growth, what needs to be done to fix the slowdown, and are Indian business leaders being too critical of the government? With me here, a power-packed panel. Let me introduce you to our special guests today, Rahul Bajaj, Adi Godrej, Jyotiraditya Scindia and Shobna Bhartia. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Let me start by asking you, Mr. Bajaj, the last 1 year, we've seen something absolutely unprecedented. Corporate leaders standing up and talking against the government. Why are we seeing the industry being so critical? It's never happened in the past.
As you said, if it didn't happen before, because they didn't have spine before. So they found their spine. That's one. Second, they had reasons to.
Right.
Which I'm sure all the three will disagree with me. This is a different matter, what you should say and what you should not say, and self-fulfilling prophecy, and don't be negative. I agree with all that.
Right.
But on the other hand, you can't lie. You have to tell the truth, and you have to accept reality. But before I go further, I'm delighted to come to Davos as usual for many years, because everybody here is crying. We are laughing. My company has grown in the last 7-8 years by 15% or 20% every year. We make more profit than any other auto company in India.
So when we're on a global platform, we should actually feel delighted, because we're crying about growth slipping from the expected 9%
9 to 7, 7.5 maybe.
But we're still way better than the rest of the world.
Absolutely.
Mr. Satya, we know that as the minister, you have to do a very tough task of defending the government when the industry is actually attacking the government. We have seen government bashing being the flavor of the season. At the same time, the industry is saying, why are you telling us not to be negative when we realize that there are so many things that need to be fixed? Policy paralysis has been a real issue in the last 1 year.
Well, I don't agree with that notion, Shweta, because I think you have to see a government in its continuity. And I think if you look at the track record over the last year and a half, there has a lot of policy-making decisions that have been taken. Whether you look at the national manufacturing policy, the government in terms of my ministry spearheading the whole DMIDC corridor program, which is a $90 billion infrastructure program connecting Bombay and Delhi. Across the board, our annual quarterly reviews of the foreign trade policy, tweaking it to incentivize it.
Right.
And if you look at the numbers, whether you look at FDI numbers coming into India, which today are at close to about $22 billion, up from $14 billion for the same period, we're almost up 64%. Or even if you look at the export numbers, we've closed December at 218 billion. Hopefully, the end of this fiscal, we should close close to 300, between 280 to 300, which is still 12.5% up last year. Where in the world are you actually getting that growth? Even if you look at GDP growth, as you said, up at 7.5%. Compared to the rest of the world, India is still doing better. Now, I take Rahulji's point completely, that it's not the issue of looking at us in isolation.
Right.
And looking at us in a contextual situation, but are we actually delivering up to expectations? Can we do better? The answer, of course, is yes.
And that's the point
I think
that I
think
that we
that's
didn't
where
do as
and I think that's where and I think this is a healthy precedent, that for the first time after a long time, industry and government are actually working together to try and see what are the levers that we need to have in place to make sure that happens.
Is the industry and the government working together, Mr. Godrej? Because the sense that we tend to get is that there is this huge trust deficit between the government and the industry, and it's a huge deficit that it's a gap that needs to be bridged almost immediately, because the industry has been very worried about the way the government has been going about a number of things.
There have been a few issues. For example, I think the rate hikes perhaps should have stopped before the last couple of rate hikes, because inflationary expectations were already coming down.
But the government will say that's the RBI. Why blame us for it?
No, sure. But I mean, we're talking of the government in its entirety, including the RBI.
Right.
The rupee was allowed to depreciate far too much.
Right.
It was almost given a free hand. Ultimately, both the government and the Reserve Bank very clearly did mention that they would like the rupee to be reasonably priced. Now today, for example, the rupee has come back up to 49.70.
Right.
So I think some of the things could have been handled better. For foreign direct investment into multi-brand retail, if introduced when Parliament was not in session, might have got through more easily.
Right.
So a few issues, but that always happens. It's very difficult for a government also to time everything perfectly, to do everything perfectly. I think after January 1st, I've seen tremendous improvement in sentiment in India. The reality was always better than the sentiment. Rahul was talking about the growth of his company. Our group as a whole has grown 30% this year.
Right, so it's
we've
not
done
as
well.
bad as we're
So the
making
reality
it out
has
to be,
been
right.
better than the perception, and I think we are going forward in January with several good developments, and I do hope after the state elections are over, the government will act even more on certain reforms and things will accelerate upwards.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.